Hi, I'm Shannon Rollins with Shannon Rollins Real Estate with what buyers and sellers need to know about closing costs. What buyers and sellers need to know is closing costs are different for buyers and sellers. For the buyers, the closing costs are all primarily related to getting the loan. There'll be things like the appraisal fee, the loan origination fee, insurance costs, maybe an attorney fee, things like that, all related to the closing. For the seller, the closing cost is primarily the real estate fee. There is also a recording fee and a bit of attorney fee. And it's important to note that the recording fee varies depending on where the home is located. So if it's in South Carolina, it's typically a seller's expense. In Georgia, it's typically a buyer's expense. So it just depends on where the home is located. A lot of times buyers ask, will the sellers pay my closing costs? Well, in a market where it's not as aggressive and competitive as it is in today's market, that might have been a possibility, but we're really not seeing that in today's market. However, if you need to know what your closing costs would be, as a buyer, the best thing to do is go to your loan officer that you're going to get your loan with, go ahead and get pre-qualified and ask, if I were to buy a house, for instance, at $225, what would my closing costs be? That way you can know if you've got enough money saved up to pay for your own closing costs, or if you'll need to try to work something out with the seller to help with your closing costs. Now, how a seller can help sometimes is if, for instance, a house is listed for $225. If the selling agent thinks there's a possibility that the house could appraise maybe for $230, perhaps the buyer agent may make an offer that says, asking the seller for a price of $230, but asking the seller to contribute $5,000 towards the buyer's closing costs at closing. So essentially, the seller is really just getting the $225. They bumped up the price to $230 to cover that $5,000 in closing costs that comes out of the seller's proceeds at closing. But also, the buyer has increased their loan amount to help cover that as well. So it really works out both for the buyer and seller. But again, the key is, will the house appraise for that price? That is very, very important in today's market, especially with prices being pushed up. If you have questions about buying or selling, give me a call. My team and I are on standby, and we're ready to help you on the smoother road to sold.